He didn't win with strength. He won with what no one saw. 1 inch, one breath, and a man was changed forever. He stands alone at the edge of the mats, silent, smaller than every man in the room. Bruce Lee, 32 years old, 1 meter 72, 140 pounds of disciplined intention. A man across from him scoffs, a sharp exhale of disbelief. He cannot be as strong as they say. The man mutters, not low enough to go unheard. That a few witnesses shift, uncomfortable. Bruce does not respond. He closes his eyes and exhales. In that breath lives a promise. Something is about to happen. Something small, something fast, something that, within seconds, will recalibrate the way this room understands strength, power, and control. Hong Kong, Kowloon Peninsula, a Thursday morning in 1972. The city wakes like an orchestra tuning itself. Shutters clattering open, the metallic rattle of street vendors preparing carts, the distant hum of buses pushing humid air aside. The scent of the harbor drifts inland, salt and rust. Beneath it all, incense smolders from a nearby temple like a secret whispered into the air. Behind a shuttered tea shop, up a narrow staircase that smells of old wood and rain, waits a private dojo. Unmarked, unadvertised. A room for truth, not spectacle. Bare wood. No mirrors, no banners. Only a single window, shuttered to keep the world out. 9 witnesses enter one by one. Each man arrives with silence as his offering. They bow. They wait. They have been called here, not by rumor, but by agreement. 40 years of silence, sealed before a single strike is thrown. Their presence is not for validation. Their presence is to anchor the truth. Bruce enters barefoot, black training pants, plain white tank, hair damp with sweat from morning forms, and entourage, and cameras, and egoed. He nods to the witnesses, then closes his eyes for a single heartbeat. When he opens them, he is ready. His opponent arrives, anonymous by request. A man of the old schools, taller, heavier, muscles coiled under traditional training pants, chest bare, arms thick like cables. He bows with formality, chin lowered in genuine respect. Bruce bows deeper. The challenger believes Bruce has abandoned tradition, that he believes innovation without permission is betrayal, that he believes that movement without lineage is emptiness. To him, Bruce is not a master, that he is a threat. We test what is true, the challenger says. Bruce nods. We test without hate. The challenger studies him, searching for the legend inside the man, that he finds only posture and breath. The witnesses form a semicircle, 6 feet from the center. The air grows heavy, as if anticipation has weight. For a moment, the room feels smaller, like the walls have drawn closer to watch. There will be no referee, no announcement, no rules. Reality does not need them. The challenger steps forward, reaching for Bruce's wrist. A simple grab. A test. A statement. Size decides truth. Bruce allows the grip. He lets tension build like a rope pulled too tight. Then he shifts. A spiral, subtle and efficient, redirects the body before the mind can register the threat. The challenger falls to one knee, breath driven out of him by surprise rather than pain. He rises. Confusion flickers in his eyes, not fear. Bruce waits, hands relaxed, feet planted lightly like a swimmer poised above water. He is not here to dominate. He is here to clarify. The challenger attacks again, this time with force. A straight punch, trained through years of conditioning. Bruce slips under it like smoke pulled by wind. His counterstrike lands, not as violence, but as punctuation. A touch to the ribs, a reminder of vulnerability. The challenger absorbs it, grunts, and steps back. His breath steadies. He nods. Acknowledgement. You are fast, he says. Bruce shakes his head. I am efficient. Speed without intention is chaos. Efficiency is choice. Tension hums as the challenger circles. He feints high, then sweeps low. Bruce doesn't retreat. He contracts, center of gravity folding inward like a closing door. The sweep misses. Bruce steps into the space left behind. Their chests nearly collide. Silence. Breath. 2 philosophies suspended in the same moment. This is size. Bruce murmurs, hands lightly touching the man's forearms. This is tension. He lowers his center. This is illusion. He moves. A single inch, a shift in angle measured in degrees, not steps. The challenger loses balance and stumbles 3 feet backward, as if the air itself moved him. Shock ripples through the witnesses, not gasps, just breath held hostage by reverence. The challenger steadies himself. His pride rises, but not as angered. He sees now that this is not a duel of bodies, that it is a duel of assumptions. They reset. NO stance called the NO signal, just presence. The challenger attacks for real, a combination meant to overwhelm. Punch, kick, grip, force layered over force. Bruce meets each movement at the root, not the branch that he interrupts instead of blocking, redirects instead of resisting, breathes instead of bracing. Then comes the moment that a kick aimed to end the exchange. Bruce catches the leg, not with effort, with inevitability. The challenger hangs suspended for a single heartbeat, off balance, future uncertain. Bruce guides him down, his hand at the back of the man's neck, lowering him like one might lower a friend avoiding a fall. The floor receives him gently. That it could have been violent, it could have been over to it wasn't. Bruce kneels beside him. His voice is steady, soft. Force that looks powerful is not always force that works. He holds up a fist. Tension wastes energy. He opens his hand. Freedom creates it. He taps his own chest. Efficiency is invisible until it is necessary. The challenger looks up, breathing hard. His eyes shift. Not in defeat, in realization. He bows from the floor. Not to the legend, the lesson, the truth. Bruce helps him to his feet. N01 applauds. N01 smiles. Respect fills the space like incense. Quiet, heavy, sacred. 4 weeks after, the challenger returns. Not for revenge. For learning that he sheds tension like armor that no longer fits. He learns to move without the weight of tradition suffocating in tension. He honors his past without becoming captive to it. Months later, he teaches differently. He invites questions that once felt like disobedience, that he speaks of efficiency as devotion, not rebellion, that he never names Bruce. Some truths are honored in silence. Years pass that Bruce's life ends far too soon. The witnesses age. Time erodes secrecy like water carving stone. And then, after 4 decades, the story escapes the boundaries of agreement. Not to glorify, not to sell, not to crown a king, but to remind the world that the greatest fight Bruce ever fought was not the one that proved he was unbeatable, that it was the one that proved he was human, that a man who held violence in his hands and chose mercy, that a man who could win by stopping, that a man who understood that true power begins before the fight. A man who changed someone forever in a moment that lasted only seconds. The dojo is gone now, the wood long replaced, the window removed, but the air remembers, places do. And so the story returns to you, not as myth, that as invitation. How many judgments have you made from distance? How many truths have you mistaken for illusions? How many moments could change everything if you let them? Sometimes the smallest shift alters the entire world. Sometimes a breath is enough. For more stories like this, join us on Bruce Lee, Beyond the Fight.